Hello, my name is Father Jacob Rouse, and I'm the pastor of Notre Dame Parish in Cresco, Iowa. It's really fun that these Corona Minutes are lining up on Saint feast days and Memorial days because I get to talk about them, and I have an easy idea for a video. Today is the memorial. Today's October 1st. It's the memorial of Saint Therese of Lisieux, Saint Therese of the Child Jesus, or Saint Therese, Doctor of the Church. She's a massive titan. Contributions to theology. That's why she was named a doctor of the church. She's right up there with Augustine and other doctors. Catherine of Siena. Yeah, anyway, look up the doctors. I don't want to tell you a bunch of facts about her. I just want to tell you about her because she's my friend. And death really doesn't matter and doesn't get in the way of friendship. That's what the communion of saints is. So she's constantly praying for me and priests and all of us. She's number one of my three saint stalkers. Number one, Saint Therese of Lisieux. Number two, Saint Teresa of Calcutta. And number three, Saint Teresa of Avila. She's another doctor of the church. The name Teresa is my mother's middle name, and it's also she was named after my great aunt Teresa. And so that name, even before I was born, started kind of following me, which I think is really cool. Act of grace. Okay, Saint Therese, I love her because she's so pathetic and small and whiny and weak and probably had some sort of anxiety or compulsive or scrupulosity disorder of some sort. I don't know. But I relate to her so well because she doesn't think much of herself. And I know that people with an anxiety disorder can do that and worry. And even in her writings, she's sometimes panicked, worried, compulsory, all these things. But she knew without a doubt that she was loved by Jesus, even if she didn't agree or work with or wasn't able to process other humans in her life. Because she was, she was loved as a child, but then I know other nuns thought she was insufferable. But the thing that saw her through and that she is known for is her little way to heaven. She saw all these other amazing saints. She was in the 1800s, so she's got almost all of church history before her. She saw all these incredible saints and figures and great men and women who went before her, charging right up to heaven as saints. And she thought, I can't do that. I'm not great enough. She knew, she wanted to be a missionary to China. She wanted to go convert them all. She wanted to spread the love of Jesus to the entire world, live a long life. But no, her weakness and her smallness kept her in France. Yes, she went to Rome once for a visit, but she was a Carmelite nun in France, probably not very far from her home where she was born. So in the eyes of the world, she really did nothing. She became a nun, prayed for some years, and then died at 24. She's part of the 24 Club, which is in Catholic culture, kind of like rock stars who die way too early because of bad choices. She's part of the group that in the saints who die before the age of 24 because of whatever illness, the plan, their holiness can't be contained. So she came up with, she said, I see all these great saints working before me, who came before me. I want to have an elevator to heaven. I want to be a saint and I want to go be with Jesus and shower down roses once I'm there. But I don't have a way to do it. So I'm going to invent an elevator. And what that elevator is instead of a ladder, instead of stairway, it's an elevator which will lead her right to Jesus. And that's called the little way. So even though in the eyes of the world, just like Mother Teresa of Calcutta was misunderstood, probably the greatest thing she did was write a book or allow her writings to be made into a book. She swept the floor, she did dishes, she prayed, but it's how she did these things. She didn't do all the grand things that she wanted to do, but she did everything she did with love. Endured her sister nuns' taunts, swept the floor, prayed, made her bed, did all these things. She knew, and she developed and put into writing this little way, which means that if you do something with great love, it can be just as great as converting an entire continent. So that's what her invitation to us is today, is even though you can't do great things or are starting to do great things and not there yet, it's very easy to look down on yourself and say, I'm just a wife and a mother. I have kids and I just cook and clean every day. Don't waste that. You get to use that and make it just as powerful as St. Augustine, who's also a doctor of the church, having a massive conversion and influencing billions of people throughout history. You have that power to do things with just as much love and stand there as a titan of the church with St. Therese. So don't think you're too little, too small, too weak, too anxious, too worried, too whatever, to become a saint and to do things with great love. Finally, she thought roses were great, beautiful flowers, the prettiest and the best, but she realized that she is not one of those gorgeous forefront in the front roses. She is probably another type of flower. She realized that we all can't be roses. We all can't be big, strong, sweet-smelling roses. We all have to be different types, strengths, weaknesses, and types of flower, because that's how God's garden works. A garden of diversity, a garden of different talents, a garden of different temperaments. But we are all delighted by in God. And the Lord loves to see the garden being full of many differences. So, but she said, I want to spend my eternity in heaven raining down roses on earth. And so that's one of the big gimmicks too, well, not gimmick, but things in Catholic culture is to pray a novena to St. Therese, a 9-day novena, which is a length of prayers asking for an intercession. Sometimes she'll show you, or roses will show up in your life. It's a really cool way to participate with grace, but I don't do that anymore. I don't even ask for roses, and this woman just plants them on me. They'll show up in different ways. People talk about them. So I kind of know, it's kind of like a little reminder that she's always praying for me. And then now go look up a picture of her and just see her really, really mysterious and mischievous smile. Like, even though she knew that she wasn't doing very much in her 24 years on earth, it's like she knew she was going to be up to stuff in heaven. And what I mean by up to stuff and mischievous is just the way she has prayed for me, and the way that I've seen grace and my path and my feet and things just connect throughout the day. Things that you might say it's just a coincidence, or that you say it's the Holy Spirit. But I think it's St. Therese's intercession constantly trying to get me to be holier and not a better person and not a better priest, but a holier priest and a holier person. So maybe you'll find yourself being stalked by her with roses and smirks and love, but I don't know, find your own saint stalker, find your own devotion, and know that they all want to get us to heaven. They want us all to be saints, and they want us all to be close to Jesus in our own way. Go wash your hands.